Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up on the news, we're going to hear from the TSA worker who jumped into action to save a baby's life. Plus, here at home, making sure everyone has a warm meal for Christmas, but first,
we can be the advocates to make sure those things happen.
Helping children during some of their darkest times. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. Megan has the night off. More on those stories we just mentioned in just a little bit. But first, hope you're having a great Christmas Eve. The weather around here for Santa shouldn't be a problem. In fact, let's check in with meteorologist Malcolm Byron. I know you're tracking Santa's whereabouts, and some would say we already got our gift today, a record high.
Right, if you're not a kid. You know, the warm temperatures were a gift enough, made it up to 65 degrees this afternoon, which goes without saying, that is just not normal. But I think all the kids, they're waiting for Santa to come tonight, and he's halfway across the world right now. He was gracious enough to allow us to put a GPS tracker on him, and he is located just in about England right at this time. Closer to home, we have some clouds moving into the area. Santa is not nearby, so we are not seeing him on our Schoen's roofing camera in Beatrice. But again, what you do notice are the clouds moving in from the west. Those will stick with us through the evening hours, so when Santa does arrive, he may have to fly through some clouds in the mid-levels of the atmosphere. Temperatures right now have dropped into the 50s. We're at 54 degrees in the capital city, 55 degrees in Beatrice, 54 in York, 51 Grand Island. If you look closely, you may notice the wind particles. They are out of the north. We did have a front move through earlier today, so I don't think we will quite reach the 60s for high temperatures tomorrow as a result. You can see the clouds moving in on a satellite perspective. Those will stick with us over the next several hours, becoming overcast by 8, and by 10 o'clock we'll still have overcast skies, temperatures dropping into the 40s. Now, there may be a couple of isolated showers that Santa has to look out for this evening, but they're not going to stick around for long, and we do have a big cool down coming up next week. We'll outline that coming up in just a couple minutes.
And Malcolm, I know throughout the evening you're going to be keeping track of his trek, right?
Absolutely. He's moving quickly.
All right, keep us updated, buddy. All right, talk to you later. After a successful run in Lancaster County, a UNL program designed to help children is now expanding. And Channel 8's Macy Meyer has more on the program and its goals. Macy?
Rob, the university's law department has been offering a helping hand when it comes to juvenile court and representing those who aren't old enough to help themselves.
Trauma for children, child development, substance use, human trafficking, and all those issues are really prevalent in child welfare cases, and we need attorneys with the knowledge and skills about those areas as well.
There's a lot that goes into juvenile court. Attorneys having to represent kids in all different ages of life, from infants to teenagers. For the last 4 years, the University of Nebraska Law Department has stepped up and allowed third-year law students to help those kids who need someone to be their voice. The program has done so well, they've now decided to expand into rural communities in the state, an area that is fairly underserved when it comes to juvenile court.
Our colleagues continually in the rural part of the state voice their concern of the lack of services and lack of quality representation at times, and even a lack of attorneys who want to practice in juvenile court proceedings.
In a recent study, 40% of juvenile court judges across Nebraska said they did not have sufficient numbers of high-quality attorneys in juvenile court. Through fundraising and grants, the university will now be able to provide the same guidance they do to UNL law students to those attorneys who work in the system.
We'll apply the similar model that we're doing in the clinic by having extensive education in all areas of child welfare and juvenile justice, but the attorneys participating will also receive expert case consultation.
The goal is to encourage more attorneys in the rural parts of the state to be a voice for the voiceless.
My hope would be that our colleagues in the rural state, and not only their colleagues, but the children and families in the rural part of the state, have that same opportunity for quality legal representation.
Now, Paxton said this will be the only program in the state that really offers a deep dive into that juvenile court system and offers more guidance for those attorneys.
Oh, it's great they're doing this. All right, Macy Meyer, thank you so much for that report. This Christmas Eve, Matt Talbot Kitchen opened its doors to offer a festive holiday dinner, but it was much more than just a hot meal.
We really try to make it as festive as we can for everybody and let them know that, you know, we're all thinking of them during this time. Not everyone, you know, has that family that's going to be there to celebrate with. So we're definitely here.
Yeah, the kitchen had it all from turkey, mashed potatoes, carrots, and of course dessert. It offered a sense of community for people to spend their holidays with. Volunteers were there, as always, to help serve the Christmas Eve meal. And O'Neill says they even have something special for those who join them for Christmas meal tomorrow.
We have a family that's set up donations for tomorrow evening to give out some needed items that I'm sure some families and individuals will need.
Now they're going to be serving meals again tomorrow from 11:30 to 12:30, and then again for dinner 5:30 to 6:30. A Lincoln restaurant is also in the Christmas spirit today. They are giving back to the community. You're looking at the Taste of Louisiana. They opened their doors today, not only for its regular customers, but to those needing a helping hand. They gave free food, winter hats, shoes, water. Pokey, the owner, knows what it's like to be down on your luck and has always tried hard to pay it forward.
So, I mean, giving back period is, it's something to me is, it's keeping the blessing rolling or whatever, because we have been blessed. So the only right thing to do is to keep it rolling.
And Pokey tells us he'll be giving out food and supplies until 8 o'clock tonight. They're located right there at First and Cornhusker. And some other holiday heroes we want to tell you about, one of them rushing to save a life. One moment involving a TSA worker, and it was caught on camera. Here's ABC's Will Reeve with the story.
Watch as TSA officer Cecilia Morales catapults over this airport security conveyor belt to save the life of a 2-month-old baby who had stopped breathing.
I tried to instruct her to turn him over and tap him on the back and try to do the Heimlich. And when I saw that she was just in panic, I jumped over the roller.
Morales has only been on the job for 2 months, but has 10 years training as an EMT.
She handed me the baby, and I performed the Heimlich on him twice. The first time I performed it, I checked him to see if he was breathing. He wasn't. The second time I did it, he responded. I showed her the baby. She started crying, of course, tears of happiness.
Paramedics quickly arrived to give oxygen to the baby. This morning, he's doing just fine. His parents are calling Morales their hero.
It was just a reaction. I didn't even have to think about it.
And in Utah, a Department of Transportation worker jumping into action to save the life of a 5-year-old girl who was choking in the backseat of her mom's car. When Robert Bratton noticed a car swerving erratically into a gas station parking lot, he ran over and helped the girl's mom pull her out of the car.
No, don't be sorry. Right place, right time.
Bratton quickly began the reverse Heimlich, saving the 5-year-old's life.
Can you look at me? Are you okay?
Wow, good for them. Good to have heroes. When we come back, your holiday travel plans may be impacted by severe weather, depending on where you're going. We're going to have much more on what's going on across the country when we come back. Welcome back, everyone. COVID isn't the only thing causing holiday travel delays. Weather across the country is delaying some flights and making some roads very dangerous. ABC's Aaron Katursky has the details.
It's Christmas Eve and millions are stressing out trying to get to their destinations as severe winter weather is taking a toll on holiday travel. For passengers heading to Grandma's house for Christmas, they better pack their patience. Delta and United Airlines are canceling more than 300 flights combined. The airlines saying the grounded flights are due to sick calls related to COVID-19 and inclement weather in parts of the country. An avalanche warning has been issued in parts of the Sierra Nevadas, where as much as 10 feet of snow is forecast to fall over the weekend. Travelers are lining up to buy snow chains before heading to the mountains. The Department of Transportation is setting up checkpoints for inspection.
We bought chains. We actually did a whole bunch of stuff. Just go slow and think twice.
In Los Angeles, at least 8 vehicles, including 2 big rigs, were involved in this deadly crash. It's unclear what caused the accident, though a rainstorm moving through Southern California was making the roads slick. In San Bernardino County, after heavy rains last week, crews were working to shore up roads ahead of another storm.
We have ice conditions up there. And then when you get the rain, it kind of thaws some of that and loosens up those rocks.
Oregon's Governor Kate Brown declared a state of emergency with snow and sub-freezing temperatures forecast through next week. Transportation crews are saying they're ready to keep the streets clear.
We're going to make sure they get the attention of the plows, of the sand, of the salt, to make sure that we can keep them open.
Some roads are closed amid heavy snowfall in northern Nevada. Drivers heading west on Interstate 80 are being turned around at the Nevada state line. And in Jackson County, Wisconsin, freezing rain and icy road conditions were responsible for this massive crash on Thursday. About 40 cars and 20 semi-trucks involved, some of them bursting into flames. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Malcolm Byron.
Well, we are continuing to track Santa, and he has moved from Great Britain south towards Spain and Portugal, right now located near Lisbon, Portugal, moving very quickly, around 827 miles per hour. Now, we did have a photo sent in by one of my friends, and you see that little red dot right there? I don't think that's Mars, folks. I think they saw Rudolph's nose, and Santa's moving very quickly, so he's very, very lucky to capture this particular photo here. So Santa's still halfway across the world. We still have some time before he arrives in southeast Nebraska. I do think he will have to fly through some clouds later on this evening because we have clouds moving in after a brief spell of clearing earlier this afternoon. Here's a live look over Honda of Lincoln, seeing those clouds clearly off to the southwest. When on satellite imagery, you'll see even more of them where they came from. A statewide view shows them even in the southwest corner of the state. So it's conceivable that for at least quite a bit of time, we will be mostly cloudy. Now, this afternoon, we did have some sunshine. That allowed temperatures to get warm, made it up to 65 degrees for a high temperature in the capital city. That shatters a record of 62 degrees, a long-standing record at that. It was set back in 1889. So yeah, tomorrow this will say 2021. So record-breaking heat this afternoon. Again, let's pick up Stormcast talking about the clouds. You might notice winds out of the north as well. We did have a cold front move through earlier today. Clouds will stick with us through the evening hours, and you may even notice some of these green returns in southern Nebraska at 9 o'clock this evening. Those will continue to push off towards the east. These are just some isolated light showers. I think we have some dry air in the lower parts of the atmosphere, so it may be tough for some rain to reach the surface. So that's why I only think these will be on an isolated basis. Most of us should remain dry. Now, despite evening clouds, the clouds should clear out. In the overnight hours, continuing to see winds out of the north. That's a cool direction, so high temperatures will likely be a little bit cooler on Christmas Day. Waking up to mostly clear skies on Christmas Day. Maybe a wave of clouds off in northern Nebraska. May be able to see just a couple of clouds tomorrow afternoon, but those will push off towards the east by the afternoon. So for tonight, 27 degrees, still unseasonably warm. Our average low this time of year is 17 degrees. An isolated evening shower, most of us staying dry. Other than that, clearing overnight, a north wind 5 to 15 miles per hour, gusting up to 20 at times. For Christmas Day, mostly sunny. Don't think we'll reach the 60s tomorrow, but we should get into the middle 50s, which is still mild nevertheless. A southwest wind around 5 to 10 miles per hour with a few gusts upwards of 15 miles per hour. High temperatures after Christmas. Again, 55 for Christmas Day, but as we head in towards Sunday, I still think we will be in the 50s across southeast Nebraska, but then temperatures start to fall as we head in towards Monday. Back in the 40s for high temperatures then, and then we will continue to cool off as we head towards midweek. Tuesday, we're looking at a high temperature in the upper 30s, perhaps low 40s. We have a system arriving on Tuesday. The tricky part about this forecast is it looks like it's going to develop some precipitation, maybe a wintry mix, maybe east of Nebraska. The thing is, we're kind of close to that western edge of the precipitation shield, so we'll have to continue to watch Tuesday's forecast, but for now, keeping things dry. Behind that system, we cool off. Check out the temperature on Wednesday morning, 12 degrees. Perhaps highs not getting out of the 20s on Wednesday, looking mostly clear on Thursday, 34 degrees, trying to warm back up on Friday to the 40s, but for New Year's Day, right back down to the 20s, so it's going to get chilly as we go in towards next week.
Malcolm, I'm amazed the amount of contacts you have around the world, keeping an eye on things. Rudolph's nose? I mean, that's very rare to get a picture of.
I know, right? I was shocked myself, and it also helps to have Hans Gutenhofer.
Right.
John's been talking about him in recent days. He allowed us to put the GPS tracker on Santa's sleigh, so we have it made here.
You do. You're special. All right. Serious story now. No break for hospital workers on this holiday. Many on the brink of exhaustion. It comes as the demand of COVID tests is causing a shortage. ABC's M. Nguyen has the latest.
It's Christmas Eve and COVID-19 cases keep climbing. The U.S. is averaging more than 1,200 new deaths a day, with the daily 7-day case average more than doubling in the last 3 weeks.
We're overly exhausted, and it's starting to look like last year at this time right now. It's kind of a PTSD situation.
Omicron is highly transmissible, threatening to overrun hospitals, and is already ruining holiday plans.
We're just trying to stay extra safe away from people, I guess.
The new variant prompting the CDC to alter its rules for health workers who test positive for COVID, shortening isolation time from 10 days to 7. But the largest registered nurses union says the change is putting the lives of nurses at risk. The major U.S. airlines looking for similar treatment, urging the CDC to shorten quarantine time for their fully vaccinated staff who get COVID from 10 days to 5. Already, United, Delta, and Alaska Airlines have collectively canceled hundreds of flights, though not all of those are due to COVID sick calls. Weather also played a role. But a pre-Christmas gift from the FDA, authorizing a second COVID-19 pill from Merck, shown to reduce the chance of severe illness by 30%. Though the agency recommends using other coronavirus treatments first, like Pfizer's antiviral pill, also authorized this week, but which has been shown to be 89% effective in preventing hospitalizations and deaths.
I think in the long run, it's a game changer. I don't use that term lightly. I think it's going to end up making a really enormous difference.
And the Biden administration giving a gift to travelers from Africa, announcing it's lifting the travel ban on 8 South African countries starting December 31st. That's the region where the Omicron variant was first detected. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
And we have more now on the death of a 14-year-old girl who was killed by an officer's stray bullet. It happened yesterday at a Los Angeles clothing store. Police approached an armed man who was assaulting people inside the store. Officers fired, killing the suspect, but one of the bullets passed through a dressing room behind the suspect where the 14-year-old girl was in.
The suspect assaulted a female. That female was transported to the hospital. She had injuries to the head and her arms and her face. That assault happened.
Police are promising full transparency. They've been directed to release body-worn and closed-circuit video of the shooting by Monday. No doubt about it, the holidays can be stressful and even depressing for some. Lincoln Police want to remind all of us, you can always reach out for help.
The Lincoln Police Department fully recognizes that the holidays can be very difficult for some. If you do need additional support, we are here for you. And we have a variety of different resources in the community that can be there for you to provide that additional support. We'd like to wish you a happy holidays and stay safe.
Now, if you are struggling emotionally, here's a number you can call for help, 402-475-6695. You can see it there on your screen. Again, 475-6695. It's answered 24 hours a day, and they can help you with a wide variety of needs, including anyone who is feeling suicidal. We're going to have a look at this year's holiday blockbusters when we come back. Stick around for that.
With so much at stake,
on HBO Max, making it less likely to dethrone Spider-Man. This holiday week, a historically blockbuster time for theaters pre-pandemic, is looking questionable as the Omicron variant sweeps across the nation.
There's definitely a chance that could decrease consumer confidence in going to the movies, and we could see lower attendance levels.
Instead, many may choose to stay home and stream. The highly anticipated Star Wars spinoff, The Book of Boba Fett, available only on Disney+.
Speak freely.
And we are getting the gift of some new movies premiering this weekend, American Underdog and A Journal for Jordan. And if you're looking to catch some Oscar-worthy buzz, Licorice Pizza is getting rave reviews. It's opening wide on Christmas Day. Kaylee Hartung, ABC News, Los Angeles.
All right, let's check in with Malcolm. He's devoted not only to making sure your forecast is accurate, but he's keeping an eye on Santa.
And my goodness, you know, he went from Great Britain all the way down to the west coast of Africa, moving towards the Cape Verde Islands at this particular point in time, moving very quickly, over 1,500 miles per hour, finally starting to move just a little bit slightly west. Still, ways away from Lincoln, Nebraska, about 4,600 miles away from Lincoln. Cloud cover, and for the meantime, in the capital city, is moving in overhead. That'll continue to be the case in the hours to come. Looking at 50 degrees by 6 o'clock, 44 by 8. Overcast skies, 42 degrees by 10. There's a small chance Santa may have to dodge an isolated shower or two, but it looks mostly dry across southeast Nebraska this evening before we clear out after midnight.
All right. Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you for joining us. World News is next. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
With the Channel 8 Eyewitness News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, we build each mattress specifically for you right here in our locally owned store. We can even make his side different than hers, backed by our lifetime comfort guarantee.
Closed captioning